feeling of that?
We're just excited to get back out there. It feels like it's been a long off season. Obviously, we've put in a lot of work and have made some good strides this preseason, but you never truly know until you go out and play someone. And so we're excited to get this group out there and kind of see what we're made of. We got a good test coming in. First game, we really don't know anything about Montana State with their new coach and a lot of new players. So we've prepared as best as we can to this point, but it all comes down to just going out there and playing hard. So we're excited to get out there.
It's kind of a role reversal from last year where they didn't know what to expect with you guys, coming with a new coach and so many guys.
Yeah, Coach Smith was talking about that today, how the script has been flipped a little bit. So, think we have a decent idea of the stuff that they're going to run, but we know that with this new coach, they're going to play hard and they're going to play with a lot of energy. So we're going to have to match that.
You had a big game up there last year against them. It was a good way to start the season.
Yeah, it was a good way to start the season, but to this point, we're just worried about going 1-0. So.
You got stepped on Wednesday night. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm good. I'll be good to go. Okay. Yeah, just a little tweak. I've had this left ankle that I rolled pretty bad in the summer, and just trying to slowly. I mean, it's basically 100%, but just a little tweak. But I'll be fine.
Do you think we're going to anything off the top of your head you can say that people are going to see a little different, or any way you guys play? Obviously, the length is a bigger deal. Even with Nemi it was big, but now it's bigger all the way around.
Yeah, obviously the length is probably the biggest thing. I think every season's different, and you look at some of the guys that we have coming back. I think you're going to see a lot more offense run through Bean, a lot more offense run through Abel. I don't think I'm going to have as much of a usage rate, which I'm perfectly fine with. But I think those are some of the things that you'll see differently. But the core of who we are and the way that we're going to play is we're going to usually play really, really hard, and we're going to communicate and play with a lot of energy. So that shouldn't change.
So personally, is it hard to imagine this is the start of your senior year? You grew up watching the Aggies, and now you're at this point?
Yeah, it's been pretty surreal these last couple of weeks just thinking about it. But it just means one last opportunity. So I'm hoping that I and us as a team can make the most of it.
And after all this practice time, now you're going to just play games and prepare and play games and prepare. It's kind of the way the schedule goes here, the first two.
Yeah, it's Coach has been stressing that we got to get our work in the preseason because we got game, especially these first couple weeks. So I thought think that we've done a good job to this point, and now it's mostly focusing on just preparing for the teams that we have ahead.
Coach said that there's been a lot that's kind of thrown at you guys in preparing for the season in regards to game plans and such. How do you feel like the new guys have been able to handle it, and is there any advice you give to them to be able to handle all that information that they're receiving?
Well, I think we've tried to give advice to some of the coaches and to ourselves as veterans that you got to stay patient, because our scouting reports are pretty complex and in depth, and you got to be on top of it. And when you have 5 or 6 guys that just know it like the back of our hands, like we just from last year, there's got to be some give and take. Obviously, you have to rely on us to be able to help out those new guys as well, but understand that it is a process with the new guys, that these scouting reports, especially when we haven't played any games, it's a whole new level. We've tried to implement it a little bit with our own personnel in these last few weeks, but it's a whole different level when you don't know who you're playing against. So I think the new guys have done a good job to this point.
How did you feel like that went last Wednesday night, having some of those new guys in? There's a bunch of different lineups. How did you feel like the new guys handled the information in live gameplay?
I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job. The biggest thing I think that we struggled with was knowing. I mean, we did a good job with their sets. I think the biggest thing we struggled with was personnel, and that's a big thing, especially for us. So we've worked on that, and hopefully, I think we know what we're gonna get tomorrow as far as personnel goes. So hopefully, we can execute it.